Collection of data is very relevant to study and to understand simply because it enables accurate analysis, it helps identify trends, it supports evidence-based strategies. So it is crucial for making decisions. Not only that, it addresses complex problems and across various fields, whether it is economy, business, healthcare, education, research, and you name it, you require data. So let us understand more about collection of data meant for class 11. Hello everyone. Welcome to our Eco Studies channel. I am Poonam Vora, your instructor from Egypt, bringing 28 years of dedicated CBSE teaching experience. We are introducing series for our subjects to give you an insight of our offered courses on our website that will help you prepare for CBSE and CUET examinations. But before we jump into the concepts, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss out on any of my free valuable videos. And if you like the content, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Now let's get started. The collection of data is the first step in any statistical investigation. For investigation, the statistical inquiry is conducted. That is, relevant quantitative information is collected relating to a particular phenomena under study. For example, an investigation may be to find out spending habits among the professionals working in an organized sector. The quantitative information may include their salary, consumption expenditure under various heads like rent, conveyance, groceries, clothes, accessories, holidays, and so on. So collection of data comprises of 5 videos, where the first one is about the basic information, then is collection of primary data, then how is questionnaire constructed, what are the techniques of data collection, that is census and sample, and lastly, how is the collection of secondary data possible. Let us begin with the first one, some basic information about data collection. First video explains various methods of collecting primary data. So one begins with the basic terminology, then we shall discuss the internal and external sources of data, and then the types of primary and secondary data. Let's begin with basic terms. First one is investigator. Investigator is a person who conducts the statistical inquiry. Then there are enumerators. That means the investigator needs the help of some people to collect the information. Those people are called enumerators. Then there are respondents. That is the persons from whom the statistical information is collected are respondents. Next is survey. It's a method of gathering information from individuals. Continuing with the basic terms, next is variable. There is something that can be changed. For example, the height and weight of students or production of pulses and so on. Next is observation and data. Observation is the value of the variable and data is the observations related to different variables. Next is sample. Sample is a part of the population from which information is to be obtained. Next is good sample. Sample is representative sample and provides accurate information about the population at a low cost and in less time. Sources of data. Data can be obtained from internal sources or external sources. Internal sources is when the data is collected from the reports and records of any particular organization. Reports on the balance sheet of a company can be obtained from the company itself, or if you want to find out the results of class 12 students of a particular school, one can get the details from the school records itself, that is, internal sources. Next can be external sources. That is, when the data is collected from outside the organization, like the organization collects information about the cost of inputs from different vendors, or in the case of academic result of students of a particular school. So for class 12 is concerned, one can also get the details from CBSE. That will be the external source. External data can be either primary data or secondary data. Primary data is the data that is originally collected by an investigator for the first time for a specific purpose, like population census conducted by the government of India, whereas secondary data is not directly collected but obtained from any published or unpublished sources. For example, national accounts statistics published by CSO or economic survey published by the government of India, and one gets information from these sources. That would be secondary data. Try to understand the difference between primary and secondary data on the basis of various factors. Originality. Primary data is collected by the investigator himself, whereas secondary data is collected by other agencies. Primary is a real-time data, whereas secondary data is past data. Data collection requires longer time, whereas the collection of secondary data requires very less time. Because it requires longer time, primary data is expensive. Secondary data is considered very economical because data is already available. Primary data can be through surveys, through missions, through experiments, through years, through personal interviews, and so on. Whereas the source of secondary data can be government publications, websites, books, journals, internal records, and so on. Primary is always specific to the researcher's needs. Data may or may not be very specific to the researcher's need. And because of this reason, primary data is considered more reliable and accurate, whereas secondary data is relatively less reliable and less accurate. Understand some of the methods of collecting data. Data can be collected either through primary sources or secondary sources. When it comes to primary sources, data can be collected either through conducting interviews or through questionnaires or through correspondence. So for a secondary data is concerned, it can be taken from either published sources or unpublished sources. The details of each method of data collection will be discussed separately. You have understood the basic terminology. You have understood the sources of internal and external data. You have also understood the difference between primary and secondary data and few methods and of collecting primary and secondary data. With this, the session comes to an end. Next time, we shall discuss methods of collecting primary data in more details. Till then, keep reading and keep learning. Thank you. To learn more, visit our website and enroll in our courses to master economics and get a higher score in CBSE and CUET examination. With our current introductory offer, you can enroll in each of the courses for just Rs 999. So, seize the opportunity and join before the introductory offer expires. Like, share and subscribe to Eco Studies channel. Also, drop a comment. See you in the next session for another concept. Thank you.